Hey everybody, I'm Matt with Halloween Daily News. Welcome back to the Halloween Show. This is episode 24 and it's actually our first episode of spring 2021. Today we're going to world premiere another brand new, never before seen clip from my recent interview with Dick Warlock. But before we get to that, here are this week's headlines. Halloween Daily News can exclusively confirm that Art the Clown himself, David Howard Thornton, is coming to the second Haunted Screams Expo horror convention this September in Hampton, Virginia. David Howard Thornton, of course, played the newest Halloween horror icon, Art the Clown, in Terrifier, and the upcoming sequel, Terrifier 2. The lineup for this year's Haunted Screams Expo is already shaping up nicely, with David Howard Thornton joining previously announced guest Tyler Mane, and many more still to be announced in the coming weeks. The Haunted Screams Expo is hosted by Latrim Tussauds, an original horror character on the convention circuit. It will feature a haunted house on site as well as a charity raffle, assorted vendors, makeup, effects contest, and costume contests for both kids and adults on both days. The Haunted Screams Expo is scheduled to take place September 18th and 19th, 2021 at the Hampton Roads Convention Center in Hampton, Virginia. More information and tickets can be found online at hauntedscreams.com. A new trailer for the independent horror film For the Sake of Vicious was unleashed online this week, teasing more of what promises to be a brutally violent Halloween night. In the film, Romina, an overworked nurse and single mother, returns home from her late shift on Halloween night to find a maniac hiding out with a bruised and beaten hostage. When an unexpected wave of violent intruders descends upon her home, the trio inside realize the only way out of the situation is to work together and fight for their survival. Laura Burke stars as the nurse, Romina. The film was reportedly shot in only 15 days. The filmmakers used practical effects, and the stunts were performed by the actors themselves. For the Sake of Vicious will arrive in select theaters starting on April 16th, and then will be released on VOD on April 20th and on Blu-ray on May 4th from Dread. And of course, you can read more about those stories right now at HalloweenDailyNews.com. Okay, as you know, I recently interviewed living legend, actor, stuntman, stunt coordinator, and Halloween franchise icon, Dick Warlock. Right now, it's time for another sneak preview, first look at part 2 of the interview. In this clip, Dick reveals his favorite Michael Myers actor, as well as his favorite scene when he played Myers in Halloween 2. And we discuss a bit about the lack of Myers in Halloween 3. Check it out. The other thing I was going to ask about Halloween 3, I was just curious if you remember at the time there being any talk or concern that you heard about the fact that it didn't have Michael Myers in that one, which obviously, became a big thing at the time. Now, all these years later, in the last decade, it's really had a resurgence in popularity, I feel like, and fans have really come to embrace it for what it is and take it as kind of this anthology segment over here on the side of the franchise as its own unique thing. And a lot of people love it for that now. But of course, at the time when it was released, almost 40 years ago now, that wasn't the case. Some fans were very confused and upset that there was no Michael Myers in it. Do you recall there being any talk or any concern that you heard of, or they just weren't thinking in those terms at the time?
No, as a matter of fact, when we ended part 2, I said, is there any chance I could keep this mask? And she said, you can keep all that stuff. We're never going to do another movie with that guy in it, that character in it. So I knew that when they called me for 3, that he wouldn't be around. I wouldn't be reprising the role at all. Of course, Mustafa would have said, no, I wouldn't, Chase. I thought the best, for my money, was Brad Marie.
In Halloween Resurrection?
Yeah, I thought he was the best Myers. And that includes Nick. But well, with the first one, it was Tommy Lee Wallace stuff, all the action stuff, the knife in the wall up with the guy hanging and all breaking in the closet. And the reason for that that Tommy told me was he was the production guy on the show, the production designer. So he was in charge of scoring walls and things that make things break easier and whatever. He knew where all that was at and how to do it, make it look good. So there was no objection to him doing it. You know, it was a team, more of a team effort because it was non-union. They could get away with crossing lines.
Yeah.
Where when they went in the second one, it was the guilds and the AFTRA and the SAG and all.
Yeah.
And they kind of stayed in their own department. That made it a little bit different. You know.
Do you have a favorite scene from Halloween 2?
I always kind of tease people when I say the hot tub scene. And then I'm quick to say, but not for the reason you think, because I didn't see her from the front until the movie came out. They were all, I thought, I see some of the stuff they're doing now and the stuff I did was, you know, I hated the one that, hate that. God. And some of the walks, I thought, why didn't somebody say, can you kind of speed it up a little bit? I mean, yeah, I like the idea of him being more robotic. Because when Nick got up off the floor, it was mechanical. And that's why I did it the way I did it. And because I tried to follow some lead from the guy who did it before me.
Yeah.
Unlike George P. I don't care what the hell you guys did. You know?
So you did try to.
A while, but no.
So you did try to follow Nick's performance, specifically as kind of he left it in that finale, that climactic scene after the closet where
the thing when he does this. I stole that because that was what the character did. Not that I was trying to follow his lead.
Yeah.
The only place I didn't, I don't think, is the walking. Although in a lot of scenes he didn't walk any faster really than I did.
Right.
But and actually there wasn't that much walking in number one.
That's true, yeah.
I did a lot of hallway walking and sneaking and
I think Michael is probably in part one the least of all the Halloween films, Michael himself. With each consecutive film, they kind of showed more and more of what Michael was up to. But that first one, he's in very, very few, until those last few minutes, really. It's really quick, minimal shots of him. And like you said, it was a collaboration, of course, in the 78 film between.
And it's still my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's like Jaws. It's the first one. It was 50 minutes or more before you saw the shark, because John Williams had boom, 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 boom. That was the shark until you actually saw it, and that was the suspense for me.
All right, there's lots more still to come, including Dick's thoughts on Halloween 2018 and what he thought of James Jude Courtney's performance as Michael Myers in that film. That's all coming up in part 2 of our interview this coming Wednesday, right here on the Halloween Daily News YouTube channel. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss it. Until then, I'm Matt ARTZ for Halloween Daily News. Thank you for watching.